of AI is faster than any technology I've seen in history by far. I do think there is a safety concern, especially with humanoid robots, but it is somewhat of the magic genie problem.
When it comes to AI, actually, for around a decade, you've almost been doing the opposite and saying, hang on, we need to think about what we're doing and what we're pushing here and what do we do to make this safe, and actually maybe we shouldn't be pushing as fast or as hard as we are. I mean, you've been doing it for a decade. What was it that caused you to think about it that way, and why do we need to be worried?
But since I was immersed in technology, I have been immersed in technology for a long time, I could see it coming. But I think this year there have been a number of breakthroughs. I mean, the point at which someone can see a dynamically created video of themselves, like somebody can make a video of you saying anything in real time, and then obviously things like ChatGPT were quite remarkable. Now I saw GPT-1, GPT-2, GPT-3, GPT-4, the whole sort of lead up to that. So it was easy for me to kind of see where it's going. If you just sort of extrapolate the points on a curve and assume that trend will continue, then we will have profound artificial intelligence, and obviously at a level that far exceeds human intelligence. And I do think overall that the potential is there for artificial intelligence, AI, to have most likely a positive effect, and to create a future of abundance where there is no scarcity of goods and services. But it is somewhat of the magic genie problem, where if you have a magic genie that can grant all the wishes, usually those stories don't end well. Be careful what you wish for, including wishes.
What would your kind of observation be on AI and the impact on labour markets and people's jobs, and how they should feel about that as they think about this?
Well, I think we are seeing the most disruptive force in history here. Where we have for the first time, we will have for the first time something that is smarter than the smartest human. And that, I mean, it's hard to say exactly what that moment is, but there will come a point where no job is needed. You can have a job if you want to have a job for sort of personal satisfaction, but the AI will be able to do everything. So I don't know if that makes people comfortable or uncomfortable. That's why I say if you wish for a magic genie, that gives you any wishes you want, and there's no limit. You don't have this three wish limit nonsense. You just have as many wishes as you want. It's both good and bad. One of the challenges in the future will be, how do we find meaning in life? If you have a magic genie that can do everything you want, and we won't have universal basic income, we'll have universal high income. So in some sense it'll be somewhat of a leveler, or an equalizer, because really I think everyone will have access to this magic genie. And you'll be able to ask any question. It'll certainly be good for education. It'll be the best tutor you could, and the most patient tutor. Sit there all day. But there will be no shortage of goods and services. We'll be an age of abundance. I do think there is a safety concern, especially with humanoid robots, because at least the car can't chase you into this building, not very easily, or chase you up a tree, or you can sort of run up a flight of stairs and get away from a Tesla. I think there's a Stephen King movie about that, if your car gets possessed. But if you have a humanoid robot, it can basically chase you anywhere. I think there's also perhaps companionship, which may seem odd, because how can a computer really be your friend? But if you have an AI that has memory, and remembers all of your interactions, and has read you can say, like, give it permission to read everything you've ever done. So it really will know you better than anyone, perhaps even yourself. and where you can talk to it every day, and those conversations build upon each other, you will actually have a great friend. One of my sons is sort of has some learning disabilities and has trouble making friends, actually. And I was like, well, you know, an AI friend would actually be great for him.
I took a decision to invite China to the summit over the last couple of days. And it was not an easy decision. A lot of people criticized me for it. You know, my view is if you're going to try and have serious conversation, you need to. But what would your thoughts? You do business all around the world. You just talked about it there.
Yeah.
You know, should we be engaging with them? Can we trust them? Is that the right thing to have done?
When I was in China earlier this year, my main subject of discussion with the leadership in China was AI safety, and saying that this is really something that they should care about, and they took it seriously. And having them here, I think, was essential. Really, if they're not participants, it's pointless.
It's pointless. Yeah, no, and I think we were pleased. I think they were engaged yesterday in the discussions, and actually ended up signing the same communique that everyone else did. You know, what are the types of things governments like ours should be doing to manage and mitigate against those risks?
Well, I generally think that it is good for government to play a role when the public safety is at risk. So, you know, really for the vast majority of software, the public safety is not at risk. I mean, if the app crashes on your phone or your laptop, it's not a massive catastrophe. But when you're talking about digital superintelligence, I think, which does pose a risk to the public, then there is a role for government to play to safeguard the interests of the public. And this is, of course, true in many fields, you know, aviation, cars.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.